Hello, my fellow Nigerians in the UK, back home and in Yorkshire. I would like to give you another session of our Japa project. And today, basically, on this session, I'm going to be going through with you with a Japa project. And what type of Japa project is moving to and living in the UK, facts and reality. So that's Japa project, moving to and living in the UK, facts and reality. And what I'm going to be going through today is basically about the attitude of we Nigerians back home, families, singles, married, students that are about to embark on a journey to the UK, is that I want to try and clarify some facts. And I've been thinking that, okay, why do they want to come to this country? And I now realize that obviously all because of what is going on in the country, insecurity. Some people wants to start a new life. When you see a single person trying to start their own life, families wants to move their children for better welfare and education, and insecurity, and we understand that. And we pray that we have a better leader. So one of the things I've seen is basically that, people that are trying to come to the UK, there's some things that we don't understand. When we talk about lack of information, the idea of that lack of information within our Nigerians back home is always there. When you look at it, and all because of this lack of information, we Nigerians back home, we like to be spoon-fed. Even Nigerians here in UK and in Yorkshire, we like to be spoon-fed. And we have some information where we're talking about lack of education and lack of knowledge of what we need to do. In this case, a lot of people wants to move to UK, but they don't have that education about UK. And what that means is that when I talk about education, I'm not talking about your degree or maybe you're not educated. The lack of education and knowledge of the UK environment, the UK surroundings, lack of preparation. We don't do enough preparation. And that preparation, right from when we've already decided that we're going to the UK, right from when we want to start applying for a visa, we don't have that information. And the lack of information is what is affecting a lot of people that travels to the UK, and they end up falling into problems. When you see family of 5, husband and wife, and they have 3 kids, all of a sudden they just said, I'm going to UK today. They've not checked their finances, they've not prepared, but all because they want to run away. Basically, they're panicking, they start panicking. All of a sudden, they book the flight, they go to UK. And once they get to UK, they now see problems. Rent, they can't afford the rent, they can't afford to feed the family. Even some families, the family of 5, if you're coming to UK, the first thing I've always said in my other Japa video is basically that make sure the husband or the wife comes first. Don't bring all the family. I've seen a situation where this family of 5, they decided to go and get a kind of a 5 years visa, husband and wife. They came down with their 3 kids. And do you know that basically that when they got here, the husband was able to work, but the wife was not able to work. And the reason being is basically that who's going to look after the children? Immediately you get your children involved and you bring them to UK without preparation, without lack of information, that children becomes a priority. You are not going to be able to work the way you want to work. A lot of people will borrow 10 million, 20 million, and they will start running. The idea is that they want to get to UK, they want to start working on all those pounds. But by the time you get here with your children becomes a priority. If you don't look after that children here, if you don't pay attention to them, they will be reported to the Social Security and they will be taken away from you. Remember that if you have a children of 3 years or 4 years old, 6 and 7, you have to be taking them to school in the morning. You have to be picking them up at school at the right time in the afternoon. So it's only one person that can work. And that person has to be someone that has the visa, etc. If you're a student and if you have 3 kids, how are you going to be able to manage all that? This all needs planning. If you're coming here, if you're a student and your husband is there, we always advise you and your husband should come first, or you alone should come first. You can't collect a student tier 4 visa and you have 3 children or 2 children, you bring them on, you and your husband comes down here. Your husband is a dependent because he's not a student. Your husband can work 24/7. But you, who's going to look after the kids? Who's going to take the kids to school? And you have lectures 9 o'clock. And you have to leave house by 7 o'clock or 7:30. And you have to take the kids to school. So the fact that you've not planned all this, lack of information, lack of education, lack of knowledge of UK environment or living in the UK, it creates pressure on you. And if the husband continues to work 24/7, is the only one that is working, the husband will get tired, pressure will kick in, and it will start affecting the marriage. So this is why I said lack of information, lack of education, and knowledge. And that education is not it's not about you studying or you're a doctor. No, it's education and knowledge about the activities in the UK. Lack of preparation in the environment. Nigerians, as I said, we like to be spoon-fed. All these things, even over here, we Nigerians, obviously, to do research, we don't know how to use Google. Google is one of the best tools you can use to find anything. Type in living in the UK, that will give you an idea. As I've said, I keep on saying it, if you're a family of 5, you need a room for at least 3 bedrooms. If you're a family of 3, you need a room at least 2 bedrooms. And your budget, if you're a family of 5, if you're coming, all of you are coming with the husband and the wife, you should have at least £10,000. That is the bottom line. £10,000 in our exchange terrain is like 10 million. If you're single, coming alone, it's better you have like £5,000-6,000. That will take you from 3 months to 6 months. I said that in my last Japa video. But this one, we're talking about the whole situation, and this is why I said this Japa video, this Japa project now is moving to and living in the UK, facts and reality in the UK environment. And that is what I'm going through with you. Lack of patience on the ground. You see some Nigerians, they've just got into UK today. They see there are other Nigerians that, for example, they've been here for 5 years, 10 years. They have big TV, they have televisions, they have all these, they want to rush, they want to have all those things. But you don't know how they build all these things up. The way you live in Nigeria is different from UK. When you bring your kids there, there is no house help here. There's no house help. The fact that you're rushing, you don't know what you're rushing to. You now brought the kids down to UK and you start worrying. You start arguing with the husband start arguing with the wife because both of you has not done a proper plan. If you're a single person, you should plan yourself. Single person, they have less pressure coming to this country. If you're a student, make sure you come alone. If you're husband and wife and they've given visa to the wife or the husband, one of you should come first. Come and prepare yourself. You will have less pressure. Students, especially family students, they have lots of pressure. When it comes to bringing the kids, they have pressure for the kids, pressure for their studies, pressure to pay bills, pressure to pay rent, pressure to work. They want to work to balance their school fees. All those pressures is there. When are you not going to, you're going to explode. If you're not going to explode, you're going to implode. It's as simple as that because you put so many pressure on yourself because of lack of information, lack of preparation, lack of education, lack of knowledge of where you're going. It's as simple. So I talked about the reason why people want to japa to UK is not because UK is an attractive place. Yes, it's an attractive place, and because it's not far from Nigeria. It's 6 hours away from Nigeria. People don't look at the options of going to other places. When you look at from Lagos to UK, it's 6 hour flight. People don't look at America. They look at, Lagos is too far to America because it's 12 hours. Canada is too far because it's 12 hours. Europe is 6 hours. There are other alternatives. The other alternatives are Canada. I said it in my last Japa video. You need to go back to it. Canada, you can always go to Canada. They have a very good scheme system. It's easy to get. You will go on the Canadian government website. You'll be able to see all those things. It's there. And all the information, you can start processing Canada. That will really help you. So we're not telling anybody not to come to UK, but you have to have all the information at your hand, at your disposal. Do your research. Don't be lazy. Please. A lot of us these days, we're used to social media. I said it in my last Japa. Facebook now, everybody will jump on it. Twitter, everybody will jump on it. Instagram, everybody will jump on it. But to go and do a research of what they need to do on Google. Google is one of the best tools I've ever used. So I'm advising you, do your research, get informations. That is very important. So as I've said, alternatives option to UK, there's Canada there. Look at Canada. Look at America. If you want to come to UK, all those, even if you're going to all those Canada and America, you still have to do the same preparation we're telling you. If you want to Japa to America or Canada, you have to do the same. A lot of people go to Canada now because of one reason. If you go on the Canadian government website, there are so many schemes you can apply. Even you can get your indefinite leave immediately. Canada, you can get it immediately or under 3 years. In the UK, if you're in the UK, you have to wait for 10 years before you get your remain. That is the difference. That is why a lot of people prefer going to Canada. Canada is attractive to students, to career projections, and to families. I have a lot of people that have gone to Canada. So it's very important. And you know that when you lack information, when you lack, knowledge, or for example, you're going to UK, people will use you. You fall in the hands of fraud people. People will use you. Lack of information, education and knowledge of where you're going, how you're going to live there, etc. You leave yourself wide open to fraud, to people that can use you. What that means is that if you don't do any research, your brain is empty, and with respect, your brain is empty and you will be exposed. So this is why we call, Japa Project Nigerians exposed to cyber attack. They attack you because just imagine, when you don't have any information, the first person you speak to, if that person sees any weakness in you, they will use you. This is what they use against Nigerians that are coming to this country, because Nigerians don't do their research. The research is in front of them. Google is in front of them. You can type anything. This is why people fall into the wrong landlord. People will go on Facebook. They will see someone advertising rent. Immediately that person will say, will you please pay money into the account? And that Nigerian will hardly pay money and that person will disappear. We've seen a lot of Nigeria, they've collected money, they've extorted because of lack of information, lack of knowledge, lack of education. And I will stress it again, underline education. It's not the education you go to school. It's education about research, doing the proper research. Make sure you do your planning. And that is what I call that. So all these things will expose you. Look at the option of going to Canada. You can easily apply for Canada and start working on it. And I'm telling you, you'll be rest assured that if you have two options, start working on Canada. And if you want to come to UK, you can come to UK and you start processing it. But it's easy for you to get to Canada because you can get your indefinite stay immediately or even in the next 3 years compared to UK, which you have to wait for 10 years. You understand? So this forum, as I've said, I'll repeat it, is a Japa project and it's titled Moving to and Living in the UK, Facts and Reality. So I'm giving you the facts and reality of UK environment and how you should prepare yourself. So this is all I will tell you. As I've said, in my last Japa, we like to support you because our organization is the Nigerian Yorkshire Community Network, UKCIC. And as you know, I'm your humble son, brother, Mr. J. Skolawole, founder and the president of the Nigerian Yorkshire Community Network, UKCIC Group, in the diaspora in the UK, in Leeds, West Yorkshire. So we are located at the northern part of England, so you can contact us. If you want any questions, send us messages to admin@nycn.org.uk. We will be able to help you. If you're coming to Yorkshire, we can help you. And if you're living in Yorkshire and you don't know anything about us, you want to join our platform, we have a Nigerian group of students, families, and businesses, Telegram and WhatsApp. We can add you onto our Telegram. Just contact us by admin. We will send you the link. Only for people that are already in Yorkshire. If you are about to embark on your journey to Yorkshire, please, you can communicate with us. Once you get into Yorkshire, we will add you onto our platform. So the email to contact us is admin@nycn.org.uk. You can check our email out. It's www.nycn.org.uk. Check our social media, Facebook and Instagram up. And basically, you can see some helpful tips how to move to UK. But this is why I'm doing this session. I'm gonna try and do this session, every 4 weeks. How to move to UK? What are the solutions to UK? What are the things you need to look for when you move into UK? Preparations and informations. But you yourself, my brothers and sisters, our mothers, our families, and our elders, please do your research. Don't be lack of information, education, and knowledge. If you want to come to UK, do your research, do your proper planning. And if you have any question, you can send us an email. Yeah, please send us an email. We will try and help you. We want you to come to this country fully prepared, and we don't want you to come to this country not having anything, run out of finance, fall into predators, fall into people that can harm you, that can really take money from you. Finally, if you're moving to UK with your children, remember that immediately you step foot on the UK ground, your children becomes a priority over everything you're doing. I'm a school governor and I'm a DSO, that is the designated safeguarding officer, which basically I'm telling you this. We have lots of sessions to teach parents how to look after their children, and what that means is that we're not telling that we can look after your children. The way you punish your children at home is different from here, and so there is always a way. We have a parenting session, we have a children's session, how to educate families. So again, I'm rounding this up now just to say, I just want to give you this session. This is a session, Japa project, titled Moving to and Living in the UK, Facts and Reality on the Ground. Thank you very much. More updates to come soon. Please stay focused, stay tuned, and have lots of information if you're coming to UK. And we are always here to help you. Okay? You are not alone because we're one Nigerian family. And may God bless us, God bless Nigeria, and God bless the Nigerians in the diaspora. Thank you very much. Speak to you soon. Next session on Japa Project, I'll be giving you more topics, how to move to UK in a proper way. Okay? Take care. Bye-bye. Peace.